The goal is to grow your bank account, not your ego. Here's 4 reasons why keeping a low profile can actually lead to higher rewards. Number 1, it frees you from the cycle of permanent dissatisfaction. Think about your own life. Every time you hit a milestone, whether it's getting a promotion, buying a nicer car, moving into a better neighborhood, a new set of standards suddenly surrounds you. It's like playing a never-ending game where the rules keep changing. You buy a great car, and for a moment, it feels amazing. But then you notice your friend's car is even better, and that initial joy fades. This isn't just a feeling, it's backed by science. Researchers call it the hedonic treadmill, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Imagine you're on a treadmill. At a gym, no matter how fast you run, you stay in the same spot relative to the room. The same thing happens with your happiness. No matter how much money you make or how many new things you buy, your overall happiness tends to stay the same. There was a study that looked into how people's happiness actually changed with their level of income. And they found that once we have enough money to cover basic needs like our food, shelter, and healthcare, having more money doesn't make us much more happier. We quickly adapt to our new level of wealth, and this adaptation means that what once felt like a big improvement soon becomes a new normal. We start wanting even more to regain that initial excitement. Think about the last time you upgraded your iPhone. At first, it's really thrilling to test out the new features. But how long does that excitement last? Soon enough, you are already thinking about the next upgrade. And the cycle repeats itself with nearly everything that we buy. It's not just about phones. It happens with cars, homes, clothes, and even social status. On top of that, social media only magnifies this pressure. A report from Credit Karma revealed that 39% of people feel pressured by social media to spend more money to appear successful or happy. Here's the thing. By choosing to instead look poor, you are simply stepping off of that relentless treadmill. You are saying, I'm not buying into this, no pun intended. The moment you do that, you'll find that the inner peace you get from making that decision and not feeling the need to compete with every single thing will bring you so much more happiness than staying on that treadmill ever will. Number 2. We lose freedom of choice. When I first started making good money, I definitely fell into the whole keeping up with the appearances. I wore designer clothes a lot, had the latest and nicest things. I bought the best cars. I spent so much money on things that would validate to others that I was successful. Truth is, it attracted the wrong people. So many people are doing this now, even though their bank account shows the opposite. But no one can see that side. On the outside, they have it all, but in the inside, they have very little. I spotted this pretty early with myself. I didn't enjoy this treadmill that we spoke about earlier, constantly chasing the next thing. I was following the earn money, spend it, and then expect happiness and freedom to follow. Fast forward 4 years later, my spending on luxuries and wants went down to pretty much zero. I suddenly didn't care about any of that stuff. I was just investing all of my money. I was learning a lot, putting it back into my investments. And I made a huge shift in my lifestyle the last 4 to 5 years, which led me to change my style of life forever. I focused on building more and more of a financial security blanket that let me live a life of pure freedom to do what I want when I want. Because buying and collecting stuff didn't satisfy me deeply. I decided to focus on things that I love and genuinely have a passion for. And it gave me the freedom to travel whenever I wanted, if I wanted. Traveling and experiencing new things is where I spend the most now, as I think life is about experiences. Also, on my personal home, I'm not cheap with that either. My home, I consider my sanctuary, helps to gather my thoughts along with much more things. I can generally tell you, having seen both sides, that feeling of freedom and sense of empowerment, liberation, and being able to live a life that serves you completely beats the fulfillment that you get from a new item. For those couple of years, I followed the earn money, invest it towards freedom. When I talk about spending zero on my wants or my fun category, as most call it, it's because everything was going towards investing. I enjoyed and still do enjoy watching my money multiply. Third reason why looking poor is important is because it takes you out of survival mode. Einstein famously wrote, "A calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness." A study by the American Psychological Association revealed that 72% of Americans feel stressed about their money, and a report by the Money and Pension Service in the UK found that 62% of adults feel anxious about their finances, with 48% worrying about money at least once a week. In today's world, a calm and modest life is pretty much essential for maintaining peace of mind and to reduce the level of anxiety. Take this into consideration. When it comes to your finances, if you get a bonus or a pay raise and you get a new car that eats 40% or you take home pay, you cannot afford to lose your job, take a break, or even consider other opportunities. You are stuck in survival mode. Upgrading one thing often tends to lead to a domino effect of additional expenses as well. Yahoo Finance listed car brands by the maintenance cost over the first 75,000 miles, and they found that entry-level brands like Hyundai, Toyota, and Honda are almost 3 times cheaper to maintain than luxury brands like BMW and Mercedes-Benz. When you upgrade, there is a domino effect on all the costs that you have to incur to maintain that item. So instead, the greater you can get the gap between your income and expenses, the more peace of mind you'll have. The bigger that gap, the more freedom you have. It gives you flexibility to take risks, try new things, or simply just take time off if you wanted to. Remember, reading into this thing, there's something called the KonMari method, popularized by Marie Kondo, and it's all about only keeping the things that spark joy. By doing this, you're not only clearing out your physical clutter, but also it creates space for greater mental clarity and emotional well-being. You can apply the same philosophy to your finances. It's not just about saving money, but also about reducing the stress and maintaining this high status lifestyle that puts everyone in this survival mode. The thrill of a new purchase often fades, leaving behind the anxiety of keeping up. The more things you have, the more you are in a cycle of living in survival mode. Number 4, the power of authentic living. A really interesting study found that 25% of Americans admit that they have pursued a romantic relationship purely for the money aspect, and over half of those people have misrepresented their financial situation to attract a partner. If you base your self-worth on external validations or material things or the amount of money you have, you risk attracting people who only value you for superficial traits. This is one thing that happened to me because of how I lived and looked. I attracted the wrong people who were only really attracted to the superficial material side. Authenticity is the cornerstone of lasting relationships, and this idea extends beyond just romantic relationships. It applies to how we present ourselves in almost all aspects of our life. There's a saying that goes, don't show off the outside of your house, show off the inside. The outside is what you display to strangers. This is an attempt to gain their respect and admiration with outward appearances. In contrast, the inside of your house represents your true self. That's what you share with family, with close friends. It's where your genuine values and character shine through. There was a novel called The Adolescent. The author wrote, "If I had 100 million, I would nevertheless walk around in old clothes because my consciousness of my wealth would suffice." This quote is what the essence of true wealth is. It's not about flaunting it, but about the inner confidence and the security that it brings. And many wealthy individuals understand this. They often choose simplicity over showiness. They don't make what they own their entire identity. They know that living authentically and valuing what's inside over an outward appearance is a really powerful way to build meaningful, resilient relationships. Those are 4 reasons why looking poor is important for internal happiness. I'm here to help you learn, grow, and become the best version of yourself. If you like this video, you should definitely check out my other video right here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will check you in the next one.